working out is that one way. Like, if you're not pushing yourself to failure and, like, seeing what your body can actually do, you're never going to grow.
You're never going to grow, yeah.
And then 2, it also shows you true delayed results. So it's like you want to work out today, but you're not going to see it until
Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Tent. Thanks for coming back. Jacob's Tent is a place where men don't walk alone, and we build a village. If you've been consuming the content, thank you. I appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe. Helps me out, helps grow the channel, and gets it out there. But most importantly, thank you for coming back. If you've been a member, and if this is your first time watching, welcome. Today I have somebody that I've met recently over the last year. Super cool dude. It's been really interesting getting to know you and getting to know more about you. And now that we're doing our brotherhood thing together and leading our group, it's allowing us the time to kind of actually get to know each other a little bit better. But today's conversation I was really excited about because it's something that I struggle with. And I couldn't think of a better person to kind of talk about, men's health, like what it looks like, how we can do, how guys can do better, how it changes us, how it benefits us, it benefits our partners, and all that jazzy stuff than you. Because it's what you do for a living, and I'll let you kind of talk about what you do, but it is what you do for a living. I find it really, really cool and interesting. Thank you for coming. Josh, Collura.
Yeah. No, it's Collura.
Collura. I do that. I knew I was going to gamble, and I was like, I can't ever remember, but Collura. I know that, and you've told me that.
Don't worry, it gets messed up like 95% of the time.
That's fair, though. Collura.
Collura.
Collura?
Yep.
Okay. Collura. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yes.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me. Like,
absolutely.
I love things like this, like ways that we can share and like help other people out by just watching content. It's just fantastic.
And you've been great too. It's been awesome leading our brotherhood group together, because every other Tuesday we have a workout, which is nice. But then on top of that, it's been a nice thing for me because I always feel guilty when I see you because I have a membership at Access where you work, and I never go.
Yeah.
And then I see, I know. And I see you, and I'm like, Josh is gonna look at me and just be like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "Great, I'm doing good." But,
everything's great.
But it's been good. I think this new season that we're in, and I talked to you about it the other day when we were at the large group. Like I do need to get a hold of this, and one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation is to hear more about it, but also just learn, but hold myself accountable in that sense of like being active and like doing it because I have my 2 boys and like I want to be healthy for a long time.
Yeah.
And like be able to play with them and run with them and like do things and not, hinge my back when I'm moving a basket like I did the other day. Mm-hmm. And it's just like not good.
Yeah.
So super happy that you were able to come on and super thankful for, what you're doing with the guys that we're leading this month with you being the lead and just kind of instilling that in them. I think it's going to turn out to be a really awesome time, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I'm super, super excited with these guys we got.
Yeah, they're a good group of fellas. So just kind of jumping into, wherever you want to start, if you want to give a little bit about you, how you got to where you are now, like in your space, feel free to navigate that space wherever you want, but, what led Josh to be in his space now, and you, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I'm going to get it wrong, are you the head trainer or head manager?
Yeah,
so, what's that title and what do you do?
I'm the head coach of Wrightsville Beach. We have 3 other coaches, so 4 coaches total. I'm over kind of them, but I coach myself.
Yeah.
And I co-manage with my head sales leader. So she kind of deals with all the sales. I deal with all the coaching.
Yep.
I'm also got another title on top that's like a coaching director, you could call it. That's what we kind of build out for me. But I'm kind of over top of the other head coaches at the other 3 locations to help them out and steer them in the right direction.
Yeah.
And just kind of, they're really great guys. They kind of know what they're doing, and they got the foundation and the framework already. It's just me kind of nudging them, helping them out. If they need support in any way, that's what I'm there for. So wear a couple different hats between actual coach to head coach. We also have a role that the head coach kind of absorbed, but it's the accountability coach.
Yeah.
Which is a big role kind of for us, because at Axis, we really proclaim to be more of a coaching company rather than just a gym.
Yeah.
Okay. We hate the term a gym.
Yeah.
We're a coaching space. And we want people to come into the space and feel like their first 6 weeks, their first 42 days are undeniably like fantastic and are pushing them into the direction they need.
Yeah.
So we want people to have that first 42 days and handhold them and give them everything they possibly need to set them up for success.
Yeah. And you do that mainly through classes rather than open gym, right?
Yeah, groups or one-on-ones, pretty much. Yeah. Or even we have a program where you could do open gym, but you have a program for me, and I do like a weekly check-in.
Yeah, I don't do that. I get that, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I need to do that because I told you the other day, like I open up the Axis app and I see the workout in there, and I'm like, I probably should have done that today.
Yeah,
I should have done that today. Yeah. I had time to do it today. I don't have anything else going on throughout the day aside from Jacob's tent and doing this, and like I've got this down at least in the workflow space, pretty simple. So like, but the first step was at least for me was after our conversation Sunday. You were like, well, guess what? I'm gonna be working out on Monday. And I was like, if I'm not there Monday, I know Josh is going to have zero respect for me going forward. He's going to be like, I don't care what anything he has to say. He has no respect for me. So that was the first step. I was like, okay, I need to make sure I do that. And it was a great workout. And today, for our Brotherhood small group, it was a great workout. Yeah. I mean, it sucked.
Yeah, that one
sucked.
Thanks,
Jim Epperly.
Yeah.
This is your fault. Because I know you're going to watch this one. But no, thanks. So walk me through. What you do is really cool. I think it's really cool, and like I can see the client whenever I do go into the gym and you're working with your clients. I can see that they genuinely like enjoy kind of your mentorship or your leadership in that space. Mm-hmm. But you didn't start there. No. So like walk me through how you as long-winded as short-winded as you want. How did you get to there? Like was it a college thing? Did you go to school for it and then like naturally progressed into this? What did that look like? Yeah.
So growing up, it was all about sports. Mm-hmm. And so I played football, I wrestled in high school, played football in college, and it was just sports. So it's like that's surrounded my life with it, loved it, like I was absolutely obsessed with it. Had a bunch of injuries throughout the sports that kind of had a bunch of setbacks, but it put me in positions in a sense of rehabbing, getting into the athletic training room, and just loving the experience and the space and a sense of where people train and get better. So I was pre-med going into college. I was biology for 3 years and hated the thought of being a personal trainer because it was like a title. Like you're a trainer. Like you. Yeah. It's not like
almost like a little bit of a cliche.
Yeah, it's like a cliche. It's not like something people do for a living. It's like a side gig kind of thing. So it's like hated that term. Never wanted to be one. And I switched to exercise science pre-professional at Wingate, which would set me up to go to physical therapy. Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of wanted because from my ACL to my ankle, like being in that physical therapy space, I love like I said, the rehabilitation of things. Yeah. And I love the process of getting people back into where they were and like setting themselves up for like success. Yeah.
PT is super important.
Oh, it's so important. And like, people take advantage of it and they think it's just like these little movements or stuff they could do on their own. Yeah. But if you get a really good physical therapist and like it changes things.
When I was in the Army, I messed up my knee and my back pretty bad. And I remember going to PT and at the time, like that was one of the hardest workouts I think I'd ever done because he was like, the lady that was there was like, okay, I want you to do this. And I was like, oh, that seems super simple. And then she was like, okay, well, go do it. And I was like, this is terrible. Like, I was like shaking. Yeah. I had to do this thing where like, I had to put my toes against, like stand up straight, put my toes against the wall. And she's like, okay, now squat. And don't let your knees touch the wall. And I was like, what? She's like, we're rebuilding your knee. It's a tension thing. And I was like, oh, and I was like shaking. Yeah. I was like, this is terrible. Yep. But like I kept doing it and it definitely helped me recover. And like, I follow other things. Like I follow the knees over toes guy. Yep. His stuff is great. No plugs here, by the way. I have no personal ties to him or sponsorships. You know, like if you want to sponsor me, that's great. But you know, like things like that. But PT, is super important. So
yeah. So when I was going through college, I finished my degree. I graduated. COVID hit. I couldn't do my GRE to get into PT school.
What is that?
It's basically like your like testing in a PT school.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
like you would have gotten like your masters and stuff. Or,
right. That makes sense.
But so like you have to test in to get, of course, get approved to go into physical therapy school.
Yeah.
But like COVID hit, I didn't know what was going on. Everything was like all like crazy in my life, and then luckily I got hired on as like basically an intern at Wingate. My head coach was very, very kind to me and was, offered me a position. It was like a paid internship, and wasn't a lot, but it gave me experience and allowed me to shape to what I really wanted to do. And I really thank God for putting me in that position, because I was drifting quickly away from fitness and going to whatever made me money. And so that brought me back into the fitness field, where I was helping out with the strength and conditioning programs all at Wingate, which we have typically one main strength coach and like 30 teams.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. So with my position, I was able to have a couple teams, learn how to write programs properly according to the teams. With my experience of recovery and PT and being living in the athletic training room basically my entire college career, I was able to basically take all the injured people that would, like, especially football, take all the injured people aside and create a workout that was similar to whatever we were working out that day for them, that associated with their injury, that like, got them better. That's where I also, and like I loved it. It was like allowed me to be a little bit more crafty and like build things on my own, but also it gave me structure and of like guiding those people back to getting on the field. Yeah. So I fell in love with that again. Really got me thinking about that PT, going back to physical therapy school.
Yeah.
But once that year came to an end, I had to make a decision if I wanted to stay there and not really make much money, but continue creating that experience, or use that to guide me somewhere else. I ended up taking a job out in Wilmington, which is at Axis, which Mike, my boss, took a gamble on me. I moved out there. Didn't really know anybody out here and didn't have a lot of money to my name, which was great, but like it set me up to where like I could really just focus on work and build what I wanted to do. Yeah. So set me up. That was a little over 4.5 years ago. Wow. And I've been there ever since. I still have clients today that they started with me 4.5 years ago, which is great. But I've been through a bunch of clients. We've grown the facility and the gym a lot more, and we're like excelling in actually training a lot better. Yeah. We've dialed in our group training, our one-on-one training, and so it's flourished over multitude of years of like getting into that PT world, to not wanting to be any type of trainer whatsoever, to actually loving it. And now I am basically using my skills that I've gained over the years to help, because most of these people I train too are people who are either training for something big, like they played collegiate sports or high school sports, and like they're actually training for like a marathon, high rocks, a Spartan race, and they want to get back into like that training mode, which to me is just like a collegiate sport. Like you're training for something. Yeah,
you have a goal.
There's
a clear-cut goal, and I need to get this person to this level so that they can actually participate and not just be like I'm going to go do it. They're like, no, I want to go do it. Like,
and then the most rewarding thing too is like whenever you see, like you train up for months to this event and they come back and just are so excited.
I did so well. Like I crushed my goal. Like I did this. Like, look, here's my medal. Here's my and
then they're like, all right, what's next?
What's next? Yeah.
But like between those people to between the 25 and 40-year-old crowd that have basically spent the past like decade building either their job, their business, starting their family, and they put basically themselves aside. And they were most of them are athletes, or they did something very functionally fit. And they're coming into this facility like ready to get back to where they were and put themselves first a little bit more, which is great to see. Because like at the end of the day, like they have so much going on. They just want one little hour to themselves to like get them back to where they at least were. And then we also train everybody up to, I have one of my favorite clients ever. Her name's Karen. So if she sees this, she'll cry probably, but she's fantastic. She's 79 years old.
Let's go.
She was having knee pains, getting injections in her knees for years. Every 6 months she was getting injections. Had a very, very rough couple years, but she came in. We got her doing like full-blown squats. And we kind of worked through I worked through the like main movement patterns: squat, hinge, push, pull, carry, and some rotation as well. And just got her like restarted from like the ground up, and basically mastering each one of those movement patterns to where she hasn't had a shot in 2 years or over a year.
Wow.
No, so we started a little over a year ago. So she hasn't had a shot in her knee since then. She played tennis for the first time.
Wow.
A couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Running around on the court like she's 50
She's
years
back
old.
at it.
Yeah.
She's back at it.
She can like goblet squat like 70 pounds.
Wow. That's impressive. That's a testament to you, man, because that's impressive.
Yeah.
Like you said something like when you were like, you know, people in that 25 to like 40 range where like they just kind of like that hits me personally, because one of the things that my wife and I talk about is like getting back to just like being healthy. And like you've been around Artemis a lot just over the last year or so, and like he's crazy. The dude doesn't stop. And like Solomon won't be any different. All of our kids can be different. If they're anything like us when we were young, like they're going to be in sports and everything else and just like running around. And the biggest thing I want to be able to like not just like follow him around, but like run around with him and do so. So like that's something that we've been working on. But it starts with that thing of like the realization of like, okay, I have to put in a little bit of time. And so like Grace she's been wanting to go back to Burn Boot Camp. She loves those kind of workouts like Burn Boot Camp. She used to be a cycle instructor. It's like she has that, and like she falls back into that rotation so easy. But I think I'm more so in that group that you mentioned where I feel like I get so busy and I just don't prioritize that hour. Yeah. And I just like, and then like I struggle with it too. It's like, because sometimes I'll be at home like, oh, I have an hour or I have 2 hours. I could go work out, or I could like do what I want to do. Yeah. And like not go work out. But I also want to work out, and I never have a bad time when I work out. Like I always feel great.
And one thing too is like when you work out, let's just say like you're consistently working out 3 times a week, 1 hour a day, like that's only 2% of your whole week. That 2% impacts that 98% drastically. Because like it helps like everything from like mental clarity. It helps like emotionally, like physically, like you feel so much more reset when you give yourself that little bit of time. Yeah. But that's one thing like we like to focus on is like, how can we better help you with that 98%? Because you're in the gym for like, you'll get after it for that 2% of the week. Yeah. But what are we doing to change that 98%? Yeah. Because that's where it's going to be the most crucial when it comes to like consistency. Because like over and over and over, it's like if you can be consistent with that, like you're just gonna build more and more better habits, like week to week. Yeah, no, that's definitely an area where I struggle, and I know that about myself to where like if I can get through that third week of like the repetition of like okay Mondays, like right now a great example would be like Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I is like arbitrary is like the schedule I could do, right? Because Tuesdays, every other Tuesday I have a mandatory workout, essentially with our Brotherhood guys. Mondays, I know you and Matt work out on Mondays, so like that's like that's 2 people that I could have keep me accountable, and then I just have to find it within myself to make it the third day. But like you said, that's only an hour, 2 hours a day out of those days. Like if like that's such a small increment to like be so annoyed with to have to like I gotta go. It's like just get up and go to the gym. Yeah. Like and like 90% of like the work is like showing up.
Yeah, but then once I get past that 3 weeks, it's like, oh, these are the things that I have to go do.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that right now because I have to go to the gym today. And if I don't go to and when I've gotten into those rhythms, and it's funny because I say that when I get into those rhythms, those are some of the healthiest moments of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, when I was in the Army, like I was taking a lot of supplements and doing a lot of the fun stuff, but like I never felt healthier than when I was, and I'm 152 right now. The healthiest I've ever felt was when I was like 170, 180.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I was on all the fun stuff. Like I was on the sauce, but I felt great. But I was also working out like 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah. Serotonin levels were through the
roof. For like 2 hours.
Yeah.
At least. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I guess I was single too at the time. So, you know, I was, Grace and I were dating and I was deployed. So I was like, I had nothing else better to do than work and then go work out when I had the chance. So, that speaks volumes. And it's something that I need to actively, you know, be doing more. And like I said, like I've said in almost every episode, like, these conversations, while I put this out on YouTube and it's for people to watch, and I hope they hear and they go, man, I'm in the same space. Like, yeah, this is me. This is selfishly for me. Yeah. To like surround myself with guys and build my village. Yeah. You know, and so I appreciate you coming in and saying that. Something I'm really curious about is how did so for people who don't know, you're actually a pretty faithful person. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, if people who don't know you, like, you carry it really well. It's not something that you're just like, but like when you get to, I learned that once I got to know you, like, oh no, you're a really faithful, like faith-driven guy. How does that like get incorporated into that world? Like, is that something that you do with clients, or is that just something that you're like, you know what, God, this is what I want to do, and like work me through that? Like, do you ever think about that?
I mean, I do. It's not like they're separate worlds. It's more of just like, it is like one world. Yeah. Now, like, I'm not pushing my faith on anybody, because like that's one thing as like a coach. I never want to deter anybody from like what they believe in, what they want to do, and like stuff like that. But if I can give those like simple little notes, or like I'm very open about what I do. Like I express how like joyful I was when I got into Brotherhood last year, how I'm leading Brotherhood this year. I've actually invited a lot of my clients, groups, and one-on-ones to church, and I've seen them show up. Nice. One of the guys who was just coming kind of inconsistently, but like he was a younger guy. He's my age. Yeah. He's my age. He actually joined Brotherhood this year. Oh, nice. I invited him to come.
That's dope.
And I've had multiple conversations about guys my age or so that are looking for something more. Yeah. And I just kind of give them my testimony in a sense of like where I'm at and like how it like helps me out. Like how
your testimony, yeah, and like if we want to get into it, we can. But your testimony, I think, is one of just faithfulness, which is really, really cool, and one of just steadfastness, and it's something that when like I said, now that I've been learning more about you through Brotherhood, through last year, and then leading this year, it's something that I tell you lean on pretty hard, of like, even in what you do and how you kind of talk about your work, is like being faithful to God is just as important as being faithful to your body, because we're told to take care of our bodies. Yeah. And, you know, the title of the episode is taking care of the temple, is taking care of the temple, because our bodies are our temple. And so like, I can see that part of your faith in what you do, because you genuinely, like, it's different than like, I've met some people who are in, the training space, the coaching space, who are just like very much like push product and just like push rates. Yeah. But like I said earlier, like whenever I'm in Access and I'm kind of doing my thing, like just working out or doing whatever I'm doing, I can tell you genuinely are interacting with your clients, and they are genuinely interacting with you. And that comes from, at least from my perspective, that comes from a place of faith. Yeah. Because that's who you are genuinely. We're genuinely like 5 times there, but either way, like it's true. Like, and it's really interesting to watch. I want you to know that, and it's really inspiring to watch. And from my side, I'm very grateful to have you in my life at this stage in my life, and then hopefully well into the future, because you have a very delicate but direct way of being like, "What are you doing today?"
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I walked into Axe. I was working. I was like middle of the day. I just had the day off, and I was like, I literally just finished warming up to do the workout that I was gonna do for the day. I can't remember what it was, and you were just like standing on the other side of Axis, and you're like, "Hey, Austin, you want to do this workout with us?" And I was like, in my head, I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that." And then you're just like from across, like leaned over and was like, "Hey, Austin," and I was like, "Damn it, I gotta go do this." But it was such a nice way to like be like, "I see you and I know what you're doing, but also come over here, like take part in this." And you do a good job with that with our brotherhood guys too, like encouraging them, bringing them in. And there's a very clear line that you draw of like, yeah, we're friends, we're here to do this thing and like walk this journey together. But now it's time to get to work.
Yeah,
and I think that's really impactful. And not everybody has that sauce. Like that's something you got that hold on to that because it's really awesome to see.
Yeah, and that's one thing like I try to implement that in my work. Like I want to be as friendly and like lovable as like and like you said, genuine as possible, because I find when I try to be myself or try to be someone else and try to put on this whole facade and stuff like that, I don't keep the clients, like they're not as engaged, like they don't love what they're doing all the time. But like if I'm just as genuine as possible and like I'm just myself and like we get after it, but like I draw that line, like I'm your coach, but like we're your therapist, I'm everything else. Like, the amount of stuff people just come and just want to talk. I'm like, that's fine, I get it, but like we're here because you have an hour to get after it.
Yeah, let's get that.
So like I try to really implement that and be like, we're friends, like we've built such great relationships over the years. Like, but when you walk into this four walls, like we're getting after it.
Yeah.
Now after our hour's up and you're off my time clock, we'll be best friends.
Yeah, we chat it up. Yeah. Something that I'm really curious because and you and I have talked about this and navigate it wherever you're comfortable. But while you are super fantastic at your job, there's also the other side to where it kind of was taking over. I guess how did that affect? Not only just like work, but you taking care of you, and that's something that I want to kind of get into a little bit, because I think a lot of guys, again, Jacob's set is designed for guys, so pardon me, but I think a lot of guys, they get busy, and that busyness starts to take over that space, and that space being like working out, staying healthy, keeping up with yourself. How did that season that you were just in? Because I'm only asking because you and I talked about it, and if you want to talk about it, it's fine. If not, we can move on. But I know that was a real challenge for you. Mm-hmm. How did that affect like you, your clients, your personal health? I know you and your girlfriend. Like walk me through that, because I think there's some pieces in there that people might.
So like starting this career, like I was in that grind zone. Like I was working as much as I could. Like I didn't have a relationship. Like I'm here to work, and like I love it. Like it's something I love to do. Like I'm getting after it. Now over the years, as I've kind of taken on these more hats, like I'm still here to work and like get after it. Now I'm in a good, long, healthy relationship, and we're like starting that foundation of our life. We're getting a little bit older, and we're getting into this next season. Now it's like, all right, now I got to kind of prioritize things, because like I've been kind of still like, I'm a very big yes man. And that's a problem. I've recently learned that, especially through this brotherhood journey, that I can say not now. Not necessarily no, but I can say not now, because I can't. I have the same amount of hours as everyone else in the day, and
everybody gets 24.
So it's like, if I keep saying yes to all these people needing me, I'm just spreading myself too thin. So that's what I kind of did recently. It's like just accepting anytime anyone needed help, I was there. Yeah. And which is great. Like I love to help people. Like I definitely put other people first before myself. Yeah. But then it got to the part to where I wasn't setting time for myself, wasn't setting time for my relationship. I literally have a boat, and I took it out maybe like twice in like 6 months. Yeah. So I was like, And that's like that's my me time, is like going on the boat and being quiet and still and like talking to God myself. That's like my me time. And I was unable to do that. And like, I feel just being so like spread out, like I was spreading my work day out kind of throughout the day, just like it was almost turning into like 24/7. And it got to the point where I was like,
you got to find a.
I'm dropping the ball in the places that I need to like rise, like lift up.
Yeah.
Like I need to secure like my relationship and my personal health. And of course work is big, but like I got to make sure there's balances.
Yeah.
Which I made a big switch in a sense of just putting my phone aside, like turning off my notifications on my watch, which was big. I think that was like,
that's I remember you telling me that. That's an odd one. And I never thought about it. Like, I don't wear a watch as much as I probably should, but that's interesting.
Yeah, so I always turned it on because I was like, well, if I get a message like and I'm coaching or I'm doing something, I don't have to have my phone. I can read it and move on.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where like now with my position, like I'm constantly reaching out to people in a sense of like, if I haven't seen you in the gym for like 7 days or 14 days, like I'm reaching out to you.
A month.
Yeah, or like a month.
Yeah, not pointing fingers, but
it
was that guy.
Yeah, so like I'm constantly reaching out to clients, like other coaches. Yeah. And so the next thing you know, my phone is blowing up 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
And then it calls me to be like, well, I can work a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. And I never had any boundaries of when I was working and when I was there to like spend quality time. Yeah. And so I finally just like was like, all right, like I need to set a boundary in a sense of like 2:00 rolls around, I put my phone away, spending some time for myself, but also like with my girlfriend and whoever, like friends. That's a big one, is like I was giving like my relationship a lot of time, myself a little bit of time, and my like closest friends like no time.
Yeah.
And that's tough when like I don't give my best closest friends like any time.
I think there's a real piece of that, and like the fitness aspect and like taking care of your body and those things. Like, I think I know I do this. You miss the piece of the other pieces, like taking care of the other things, like spending time with your loved ones, spending time with friends, like making sure you're not stretching yourself too thin, because if you don't have time for you don't have time for anybody else. Like, you're giving other people scraps. Like, I think that's really like a really important thing that I know you and I talked about, and like you were like, this is what I'm going to do. And again, like huge kudos to you, because I remember us having that conversation, and then like 2 weeks later, you're like, oh no, I went and like, this is the new tempo that I'm living now. Yeah. This is like, I can't do these things anymore because it's starting to eat up like work time, but also like time with your girlfriend, and then also time for you to like work out and like get sleep and like
sleep is a big one. I'll cut sleep out before I cut anything else out, and I've realized that's the worst thing to do.
That's like, if there's anything I know in the very little bit that I know about fitness, it's that sleep is the most important piece.
Yeah,
like working out is great, but if you're not sleeping regularly,
you're not recovering properly. Like, it's like your recovery is like cut in half. Like, it's not good.
So a question, I want to get in, and feel free to stretch your legs in whatever capacity you have, but in the last 30 some minutes, I'm really curious as to what you have seen doing what you do for the years you've been doing it, or for all the time you've been doing it. What have you seen, if you had to pick like 3 main things that you would encourage any guy to do, and then we'll unpack those a little bit. Like, is it finding just repeatable schedule, like dieting, like what are those, if you could boil it, and that's a loaded question, but like, if you're like, man, these are the 3 things that I start my clients with, like here's your 3 big things, like be here 3 days a week, eat semi-regularly, and then like sleep. Like, what does that look like for you, and like for anybody who's going to consume this, what would that?
Yeah, so the first thing like I try to figure out is where they are in their life. Like, this is something we're implementing in our like day-to-day now at the gym, especially with our clients who've already been through like their first 42 and they've been there for years. Now they got to kind of reestablish of like where they're at. So we have like 3 different areas of life they're in. So if they're in like a super busy, like kind of a sustained mode where they're like they're packed to the brim. Work's crazy. The kids are crazy. Like or like they're out of school.
Yeah.
Sports kicking off. All that. We have like that little zone, which we're kind of encourage people to just like get into the facility, get into it like twice a week.
Yeah.
And we'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
And then we have like where most people lie. It's kind of like a build mode, and this is where people majority lie. Like they have a good balanced lifestyle right now. It's chaotic, but it's balanced. They're they're living in it. They're able to come to the gym. They're 3 times a week, like they normally do. Sometimes 4, and they're able to actually like pay attention and log and track, because we like to log and track things.
Yeah.
Like we want to see
the
that
app
progression.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
The app is fantastic.
If you can log things, you can see the progression over time, and you don't have to be staring at a number on a scale to just see the progress, which 9 times out of 10, it may not show you, so you get discouraged and you fall off.
Yeah.
So if we can track things and kind of keep track of those little wins over that period of time, but most people are in that build mode, so we kind of keep track of like their water intake, their step intake for the week, if they're like tracking their nutrition. And then we also have like the performance one. Those are the people who are determined for like a goal, like a marathon goal or a half marathon, a high rock, something they're training for. Then we can focus on them a little bit more. But for somebody who's starting off completely fresh, I like to encourage them to find the little wins week by week. So you want to look for the little goals rather than a big goal. So like over the top, like let's say somebody is wanting to lose like 6 pounds, 8 pounds in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And of course, like they're going to have that initial fall off of water weight, just moving their body for the first time in a while. But like actual body fat that's like dropping down, it's encouraging to get them to understand that like if life is busy, like shoot for 1 day a week, and then you won that week. Do that 2 weeks in a row. Okay. You've got that twice a week. You've got 2 weeks down. Go for a third week. Get on that third week. Go for a second day.
Yeah.
Or an easy one. Get 10,000 steps a day. Yeah. Just walk. Just go for a gentle walk. Get your one workout that week. Make sure you're hitting 10,000 steps 3 times that week. Yeah. Easy. Just get out of the house, move your body.
That's pretty easy to like conceptually. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like
it's about, if you're dead sedentary, it's about 5 miles.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like a long time, but most people aren't like dead sedentary. Like they're moving around in their house and stuff like that. So, but it's getting people to accomplish the little wins that builds that foundation a little bit more for them. And once they've gotten these little tiny wins week after week, then we get them to be like, okay, like how do you reflect? Like how do you feel right now?
Yeah. What change do you see rather than like
and
step on the scale and look at the number? It's like, no, what are you seeing about yourself?
Yeah. And we love like progress pictures, just be like for like yourself.
Yeah.
Because we see ourselves every day in the mirror and we don't see that change. But if you look back like
at a picture
6 weeks ago and you're like, dang, like my hips are going, like my waist is trimmed down.
Yeah.
My pant size went down. Like I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And getting people to celebrate themselves. And then we move forward. And then we're just like, all right, what's our next goal? Like we're accomplished coming in twice a week for these last 6 weeks. You've built a good foundation. You're very consistent. Let's shoot for 3 times.
What I don't want to say what tips and tricks, but like what do you think have you found as like the best motivator to get somebody to just start? Just that 1 day a week? Like, is it, is it just a culminate of whatever that person brings to you? Like they just like, man, I want to do this. Or like, what do you see most? I feel like for me, what I hear most from guys is like, I just want to be healthy for my kids.
Yes, and that's the answer.
I want to be healthy for my kids.
That's your answer.
Okay, yeah. That's what
so it's like you get more deep and like ask them. I always ask them like, why do they really want to work out?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, people don't want big biceps, big triceps. Yeah. I mean, guys, they want those beach muscles, but 9 times out of 10, they want to be able to carry their kids up a flight of stairs and not worry about being hurt the next day, or pick somebody out of a boat and put them on the ground.
Yeah,
like majority of people, especially in our area that are in Wilmington, that are like at the beach or on the boat, or they're able to take care of their family without worrying about pain.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest part. And I think once we get those people to understand, like, we can help with that, and it's just a subtle change, then that's when we can kind of help them step their first step into the door.
That's something that yeah, like I've been in and out of like really good regiments and cycles of my life of being very fit, very active, like being able to pretty much do whatever I want physically with my body, like running half marathons, rucksacking however long I want, hiking, all that stuff. And one thing I always notice is like the small wins, like you were saying, the small wins have compounding interest. I think it was Einstein that said, compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world.
Yep.
And there's absolute truth in that, where like even now, like when I find myself going to the gym like a couple of times or going for a run still or doing something, like I work out in here every now and again, just moving my body alone, I feel better. And that's a small win because then I just feel stronger.
Yeah.
And I don't feel as concerned as to like picking up my kids. Like that's such a real thing. That's such a real thing. And yeah, you were talking about like lifting kids out of a boat. Like I'd feel terrible if I couldn't pick up my kids and pick them up and out of a boat. Mm-hmm. Now, like if you're watching this, you're like, I can't pick my kids up. That's not meant as a jab. Like for me, like that would hurt my heart a little bit, and I would definitely be like, okay, I need to fix this.
Yeah. And most guys I know, like they're starting to have grandkids now. And they're running around like crazy, and they're like, I just want to be able to run and keep up with them.
Yeah,
like I want to be there for him.
I want to be. He's on the show. I want to be Jim. Yeah. I want to be Jim Everly, but I want to be his age.
Yeah,
just looking like that.
Be able to go pick up my kid and run around overhead.
Be able to pick up my full-grown adult child and run around.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's such a real thing, and like I think about that often, and I know you and I talked about that the other day. I was like, that's a concern that I have, like with my own body and like being in shape. Like I'm not. I think the other thing too that you mentioned is like I know that I'm not gonna be walking around with 20-inch arms.
Yep,
it's not my body type. I can get there by poking myself with a whole lot of needles, sure, but also like I know. Like, when I was at that 170, 180 weight, my body hated it. Mm-hmm. It was like, well, you're too heavy.
Yeah.
You look great. I felt great. I looked great. But my body was like, you're too heavy. Like, your bone structure's not built for this, big dog. Like, not today. So there's a lot. I think that's a good point to, like, recognizing what you can actually do.
Yeah.
In your season and in your body and in that stage of your life, and saying, okay, how do I maximize this?
Yeah.
Which I think is huge.
And a lot of time people try to rely, and this is where like I try to have some conversations with, is a lot of people try to have motivation to go to the gym. Yeah. And they're like, one day they wake up and they're like, I don't got it today. And like, what is your tomorrow self going to tell yourself? Like, go do it. Like, wake up, go do it. And it's like, you always got it. The gym is one of my favorite things ever. Like, working out is one of my favorite things ever, because it's a one thing that where, like, one, you learn how to fail. Because if you don't fail in life, you're never going to grow. Yeah. And so, like, working out is that one way. Like, if you're not pushing yourself to failure and, like, seeing what your body can actually do, you're never going to grow.
You're never going to grow, yeah.
And then, two, it also shows you true delayed results. So it's like you want to work out today, but you're not going to see it until a couple weeks later.
I've never thought about that. It is a great testament to delayed gratification.
Yeah. So it's like if you can get in your mindset, like get out of your mind that I'm going to see great results tomorrow, that kind of helps, because then that allows you to be like, okay, I'm going to work out so that my six months down the road, I'm looking back and I'm like, thank goodness. Yeah. Like, thank God I worked out 6 months ago. And stayed with it. And then going back to like the motivation thing, it's like if you don't have the motivation, either extrinsically or intrinsically, so if something else from the outside is motivating, like you, like your kids or your wife or your girlfriend or anyone's not motivating you in that way, and you can't find it intrinsically, like you don't have that drive some days, like you're defeated. A lot of people get defeated when they're not
double
seeing
scoop
results.
Pre-workout, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, and you have to go.
Just dry scoop pre-workout until your face melts.
Yeah, but I always try to tell people is like, build those habits in a sense of, I'm going at this time. Like, I have this 1 hour to do it. Like, set aside, almost kind of like how I did with setting my time apart with, like, between work and working out and, like, personal life, is set aside that 1 hour for yourself to do it.
and make it immutable.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do at this time.
You do it at that time. You don't do it any other time. And then, like, just go mindlessly go do it.
Yeah.
Put everything else aside, go do it. And then once you start, you'll start building.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. The best time that I do that is in the mornings. Mm-hmm. Like, that's when I first started going to Access. That's generally when I would be in there, like that 5:30-ish time frame. And I would come in. I knew, okay, if I'm here at 5:30, I can work out till like 6:30, and then that gives me enough time to get. Like, I intentionally put it in that time frame. I just hate waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I got to wake up at 5. Because I wake up at 5 and then I have like house things that I do and then I get there. But like, no, there is truth to that because it puts you in that rhythm.
Yeah. Your body loves a rhythm.
Your body, and I know, that's something I've been told by anybody that I've talked to that's in the fitness space. Is like, it's just a rhythm. Yeah. Like, if you can get into that rhythm, and that's why I said earlier, like, getting past that, like, third week for me, my body's like, okay, cool, this is what we're doing. Yep. And then the minute I don't do it, my body's like, what are we doing? Yep. Like, I've been in spaces where, like, I've been consistent in the gym for months, and then, like, we'll have something going on that day, and I'm like, I just can't get to the gym today. Like, today's the one day I just can't get there. And I am bouncing off the walls because my body is like, at this time, we normally have to ramp up energy because of this activity that we're doing. Yep. And then I'm not doing it, and I'm just like wired. Yeah. Because my body's like, oh, well, we're not doing this thing. Yeah. But then something that's interesting to me, which I don't know if this is a thing, like, if that next week is the hardest thing ever to, like, even if it's 1 week. Yeah. To get back into that rhythm because my body just goes, I guess we're done. Yeah. That was good. That's nice. Cool. We're done with that. So don't worry about it.
We tried it. But no, it's definitely getting past that sticking point. And usually it's like 3 to 6 weeks. Like, people. Okay. And that's why we, at my gym, we're really focused on that first 42 days. Because if we can get you to build habits over 42 days, like, we're setting you up for success. Yeah. And if you truly buy into that, and, like, there's like 3 big things of fitness. Like, there's working out, the nutrition side of it, and then accountability. That was going to be my next thing is the nutrition side. And I know we're running up on time, so we'll get through what we can. But, the nutrition side, and just speaking for myself, like, I think I eat pretty good. I think I don't eat enough. Mm-hmm. But I eat good. Like, I don't eat a lot of, I eat a lot of junk food because I can. You have kids. I take advantage of it. There's always snacks in my house. But also, my body is a dumpster. Like, in the way that it consumes food. I can eat anything. Yeah. And it just burns through it. Like, since I was a kid, like, it didn't matter. Yeah. And, like, I've gotten blood work done to see if I'm diabetic and, like, and they're like, nope, you're fine. You're totally fine. So, like, I just, I have that. But also, I know that when I eat healthy and when I pay attention to what I'm putting in my body, I feel better. Yeah. So, like, but that's not easy to do for people. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of, like, people like, I don't want to eat chicken and salad every day. Yeah. And it requires you being able to cook, I think, a little bit. But, like, from your perspective and from, from that coaching perspective and bringing in new clients, what's something that you could give kind of viewers of, like, man, this is what I have found with my clients to be a very easy entry into nutrition and paying attention. Is it, I know Access, you guys have some of the recipes I've used off of the app because some of those recipes are great. Yeah. So, like, I mean, things like that. But, like, get into that a little bit because I think that's people in my life, that's probably the biggest thing for them is the nutrition. They work out, but then they eat Krispy Kreme. Yeah, or they drink beer for 4 days a week or wine. Yeah. But yeah, so with nutrition, like, it's big. Whoops. The nutrition, of course, is like the biggest side. Like, it's 70%. Like, it is huge in your recovery. Actually, in that protein synthesis part of it, which has helped rebuilding the muscle. Mm-hmm. And I always get people to understand what they're eating first. Okay. So just logging a day of what they eat. Yeah. And then it's kind of eye-opening that most people usually intake way too much fat and way too much carbs and not enough protein. Because those are your macros, your fats, your protein, and your carbs. Yeah. And so I like getting people to understand that they need like 70% of what their body weight is, 70% to 100% of what their body weight is in grams of protein. And they think about that, and they look at what they eat now, and they're maybe at like 40%.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So then, first goal is I get them to try to eat their 70% to 100% of wherever they're at fitness-wise of their body weight in grams of protein.
That's hard.
That's really hard.
That's hard. Like Grace and I, when we first moved to Wilmington, we were going through we were trying to just get back into shape, and her thing was she's like, I'm not getting enough protein. And when I say we were eating some form of like meat or protein shake or like high protein vegetable, whatever it is, 4 or 5 times a day just to hit that macro level, like that's a lot.
Yeah,
like you're chowing.
Yeah, and so the way I like to tell people to do it is snacks are your best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got to choose the right snacks. So everything from like Greek yogurt, protein shakes, protein bars. You just got to be careful with protein bars because a lot of them have sugar.
Yeah.
Super high in carbs, or just like random things. Like some people used to just eat like shrimp cocktail, like just have some shrimp, dip them in cocktail sauce, and just a little snack.
I started doing when we go to Chipotle, I'll get whatever my bowl is, and then I'll get a side of chicken.
Yeah.
And like I normally let Solomon eat some of it, but then I'll also just like eat it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is delicious.
Yeah. So like for me,
Chipotle sponsor me. No?
Chipotle is honestly very healthier for fast food wise.
Yeah.
But depending on what you get, of course.
Yeah.
But it's all about being really mindful of what you're getting. And like it's huge. Once people understand what they're intaking and how crucial it is, like that protein intake is.
Yeah.
It's kind of eye-opening. So then they try to really get those snacks in throughout the day. I eat 3 meals and 2 snacks. That's how I try to obtain my protein goal. And one of those snacks is Greek yogurt. One of them is a protein shake. So it's like I'm not eating like a crazy amount, but I'm getting like 200.
You're still getting all of the macros that you need.
I'm getting 220 grams of protein a day.
That's okay. Yeah, that's
so if I can eat 220 grams, I'm sure somebody can eat 150 grams.
I mean, and that at least for me that makes sense because like in that season where I put on all that weight, like I said, I went from like 155 to almost 180, and I was eating 3 meals a day, and then my snacks normally tend to be yogurt, and I love and the catch to them is they're high in fat, but I definitely leaned on the fact that my body just burns through fat like nobody's business.
Yep.
I love like almonds and like cashew. Cashew is real high in fat.
Yeah.
But like a bag of mixed nuts or whatever, like trail mix, wow, crush it. You give me the big Costco bag, that thing will last about 3 days.
Yeah. So like going into that, like healthy fats is great. Like you want your body, think of it like healthy fats is like the oil to your engine. Like you need that to help you with digestion and like proper function of your like intestines and your organs and stuff. So if you're eating your healthy fats, kind of like you got to be mindful though, because like those nuts, like
they're also inflammatory too. Yeah. So like you have to be mindful of that.
Yeah, and like a handful of nuts is like 150, 200 calories.
Yeah, I would get the like the small packages, like the travel packages, and that would be my snack. Yeah, I just crush that.
That's perfect. And then, but like, one thing too, like I talk to people about is like carbs are your friend. Like you don't want to be scared of carbs.
Yeah.
Like that is what. Pasta. Yeah, dude. Same. So, but that's what like your fuel source is.
Yeah.
Like if you're not fueling your body, like that's your gasoline to your engine.
Yeah.
If you're not fueling your body, you're pulling from everything else. Like you're pulling from your muscle, your protein, your fats. Like yes, like you can do, like people do intermittent fasting. It all depends on like what works for you. I personally like trying to naturally speed up my metabolism by eating smaller meals throughout the day to get that protein intake in. And then getting those carbs in too. And like you want to work those carbs in mainly around when you work out and stuff. So if you're working out in the morning, kind of like getting your carbs in a little bit before, like some fruit, some simple carbs.
Yeah.
Some like stuff that's easy to digest. And then getting a little more of those complex carbs after you work out, because that is going to refuel your body and help you with that protein synthesis.
What's something that I've always been like, I hear people say that like simple carbs and complex carbs. Like are simple carbs like things like like granola and stuff like that, and complex are like carrots.
No, so think of carbs of like, carrots are more on the complex carbs are kind of can like vary, but complex carbs are things that are harder to digest.
Okay. So is that like your pasta, your bread?
Yep, like your potatoes, your rice. Simple carbs are berries and fruits can kind of be more in that complex category, but they're also very easy to digest and they're very sugary. So they're like very good natural sugars.
We crush fruit,
but they burn really quick and it's like an instant gratification of energy.
Yeah.
So think of your body as like it's working through this fuel source, and like if it has like fruit and stuff or like honey. Or
I eat honey like it's going out of style.
Yeah, so that's like instant like sugar. So like that's why if you ever see like runners have like gel packs or honey, it's just that intake of sugar. So it's just like spiking your insulin a little bit, that blood sugar, and getting your body to like burn that for energy really quick. But like those complex carbs, like those starchier ones, are going to be like the ones that are longer lasting. Mm-hmm. Now vegetables, they're carbs as well, but like. They have lower calories. They just burn a lot slower. And they're sometimes, if they're really starchy, they're harder to digest. So you just got to be mindful. Like one of our blueprints that we used to use all the time is like sticking to green and leafy veggies, which is fantastic because they're great with fiber and that helps with the digestion. And once you understand like getting in your carbs and around when you work out, and you can move them around throughout the day. Like I know some people don't like to eat carbs at night because it makes them feel bloated in the morning. Yeah. I stray away from that. I usually eat my carbs either in the morning and lunchtime. Sometimes I'll have them at dinner, but I'm not overeating my carbs because you got to think like your body can only like use so much, and what it doesn't use, it stores it.
I eat when it comes to eating. Like I've always kind of operated, even as a kid. I eat till I'm full. Yeah. Like, I don't, like, and, like, my parents used to give me, like, your stuff, food on your plate. And I'm like, I'm full.
That's a great way to
like, I'm full. Like, I don't want to eat anymore. Like, I might come back and eat it later. Mm-hmm. But, like, I heard one time somebody say, like, eat to your 70%. Yeah. And then if you get hungry, then you can finish off the last 30%. But eat to your 70% because then you're not gorging yourself. Now, sometimes if the food's smacking. Oh, yeah. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to lay on the ground. Yeah. You know, let your body digest. Thanksgiving comes around, Christmas dinner, I'm going to eat until I'm round. Yeah. But, like, that's something that, like, and, like, when you're talking about, like breakfast, and, like, when you, like, kind of when you start, is it a normal thing? Like, my body naturally, like, when I wake up in the morning, I love breakfast, but I normally go without breakfast because my body's just like, I don't need it. Now, if I don't eat by like 10:30, 11, I'm a monster. Yeah. I get angry. Grace is like, why are you so grouchy all the time? And I'm just like, because I haven't eaten. And then I eat and I'm immediately better. Like, is that a normal thing that you see? Like, or.
Yeah, okay. I see that a lot. I try to tell people is like, once you start getting your body to eat breakfast, you're going to be surprised how quick your body's going to wake up and just demand food.
Just demand food? Okay.
Like, so I need to you'll be surprised. Like, and even if you can't stomach it, I know some people just can't stomach like a big hearty breakfast in the morning.
Oh, I'll crush a breakfast, but I just never want one. Like if it's there, I'll eat it. Yeah. But if it's not, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait till lunch.
What I suggest a lot of people in is like if they can't get a big breakfast in, mainly for my people who come into the gym like early in the morning, get like some type of protein in. Get a protein shake. Yeah. Maybe some berries, something that's like simple. Like protein intake, your body can digest it really quick, and you have some type of carb intake, just a little bit, give you a little bit of energy to start your day. Because
I like a Greek yogurt bowl with like granola, honey, some blueberries, banana, and like honey on it. Yeah, and I'll just chow that down for breakfast.
And honestly, the simpler you make it, the better. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be complicated.
Steak and eggs,
dude. Steak and eggs, but like. Or like you can keep it as simple as like some overnight oats. Put oats in a jar with protein, berries, honey.
I don't know what it is. Overnight oats, just like I'm a consistent.
You don't like the soggy
I'm a
oats.
Texture guy, and I like oatmeal, but overnight oats. Grace is like, you should eat overnight oats. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, and I get that. But yeah, so it's just like doing the little things of getting that like extra protein in and like getting something in your body before you go exert energy.
And then tracking all those too. Yeah.
And then like so your body's not just like eating away at itself. Yeah. And then if you work out in the morning, get something heavy protein, heavy carb in your system. replenish your body.
I always know when I'm not taking care of my body and when I'm not eating the way that I should, because I see it in my face. Mm-hmm. Like my cheekbones start to come out a little bit, and I'm just like, yo, like, okay, I need to start adjusting. And then immediately, like, I'll go through like 2-3 weeks where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna be intentional, I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I always feel better, and I can see it almost immediately.
Yeah,
it's one of the few things when it comes to working out that I notice immediately when I'm eating the way that I should. Like my body immediately reacts to it.
Yeah, because you have energy, you're able to like actually do things that you like, and then have energies for things that you outside of working out.
Yeah,
which is big.
The last thing that I think is really important, that and like I said, kind of at the top of the conversation, I think you're really, really good at, and it's a testament as to why you're successful at what you do, is the accountability piece. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of guys don't have people in their lives that are going to hold them accountable. People that have to hold them accountable with work. You know, they have their wives that hold them accountable with like their husbandry and their fatherhood and like being good dads and being good brothers and stuff like that. But I think one area that a lot of people struggle with is accountability of taking care of your body. Mm-hmm. And you do a great job of that. Like you're in, like I said, in a very gentle but very direct way. You constantly do that with me. And like with the guys that we're doing, and I can see that your friends, even your friend circles that I've had the pleasure of like meeting them here and there, like, you know, you keep track of that. You do that with your own girlfriend, like, mm-hmm. you know, in a very tactical way, in a very smart way, which is awesome. But like, walk me through how important that is and what you've seen change in clients and friends, family, whatever, of like, man, when I, whether it was me stepping in or, you know, them just finding people that keep them accountable, that changed, you know, the first two things, which is, you know, actually working out and being consistent, but then also the dieting and like that stuff. Like, how have you seen that in your career change the trajectory of somebody?
Yeah, I think like getting people to like kind of establish just like those habits and stuff over time. Mm-hmm. And I always like to try to push people and encourage people, but like I try to lead by example the best I can, especially with my closest friends, because like I want them to look at me and be like, all right, like if you can work out and get your nutrition in, like I can do it. Yeah. And I want them to lean on me the best, like the most that they can, and like so I can help them the best I can. Yeah. And it makes a big impact when like I start seeing them, like making them like subtle changes in their life, and like adding in those little extra steps, like they feel like so accomplished. I feel like when I talk to like my closest friends or even my girlfriend or anyone, just like they feel so good about themselves, like mentally and physically, of like when they have accomplished something kind of challenging physically, or if they stay consistent and like push themselves a little bit, especially like if I'm on them for like a week, like I'll encourage them and like get them to go do a walk or something, or just get into the gym like once, and like then when they do it by themselves, like they are beyond ecstatic about how proud they are. And I was like, I love, like that is like the gratification that I like. Yeah. And like getting them to understand how proud I am of them. Yeah. I'm like, you don't understand, like that is like, you don't have to pay me or anything. Like that is like all I'm asking.
That's a beautiful way to hold somebody accountable, is like it's not so much like like you want them to obviously be members of the gym or whatever. It's just the thing of like, I want to be able to like see you be happy. Yeah. That's a very humble way of like encouraging somebody. And, you know, I think a lot of people, and I suffer from this. It's like, I want to be the person like, oh, this is the person that did it. Like they showed me how to do this. But hearing you say that, it's a really beautiful thing of being like, no, the only thing I care about is them, like seeing them in 2 weeks and then being like, dude, I went to the gym today by myself. Yeah. No one had to tell me. You're like, heck yeah, dude. Yeah. Like it's a different kind of accountability, a different kind of motivation that I'm not used to. Because like I've done that to you where I've been like, you're like, oh, what'd you do? I was like, oh, man, I had a great workout today. And you're like, that's awesome. Yeah. Great. And like in my head, I'm like, well, I had a great workout because like in my head, I'm like, I saw you at church on Sunday. And you were like, hey, what are you doing this week? You going to go to the gym this week? And I was like, yeah, totally. And I was like, well, if I don't go to the gym, and I told Josh I was going to go to the gym, and if I don't go there at least once, if not twice this week, he's going to look at me funny. And then I go to the gym, and then I tell you I went to the gym, or you see me, and like anytime I come in there, you're always like, dude, what's up? How are you? This is great. I'm so happy you're here. What are you doing today? And I'll go, I'm doing chest or push-pull or whatever. I know because I normally do push-pull legs. It's like my normal rotation. And you're like, great, cool, go get after it. And that's it. There's no like overbearing accountability of like, show me your workout. What are you working? Like, it's just like, then go move. Yeah. Like, go move. And it's really pleasing to me because like, there's nothing more annoying than being like, go do X, Y, Z, and like kind of being like I said, overbearing. But you do a really good. I mean that from my heart. It's like you do a really good job of like navigating people, and like I can see that with your clients, with me, with the guys at our brotherhood group, like building those workouts every week, and like they're thought through and they're good, and you do a really awesome job of that.
Yeah, and I think too is like one of my favorite things, especially with the people I'm really really close with, is like I look at them and I'm like, I want them to be healthy when I'm old.
Yeah, you want them to be around. Yeah.
I want them to be just as healthy as me so we can goof around and have a long, healthy life. Like, I don't want to be going to nobody's funeral at 70 years old.
Yeah. I want to be 80 sitting around a fire. Yeah. Just a bunch of old people sitting around a fire.
Talking about the good old days.
Talking about the good old days. No, that's a good thing. And you know, I think you have a genuine gift when it comes to that. Like, I don't know how to articulate that, but I see it in what you do. And having got to know you and spend time with you and hear your testimony and where you've gone and what you're doing and where you want to go, like you have a gift, you take care of, and you leverage the fruits of the Spirit to do those. I know we didn't really talk like a lot of faith stuff in this episode, and that was kind of by design, but also like the Holy Spirit moves in you, and I see it, and it's so awesome. Yeah. And I'm so honored to be able to be your co-lead for Brotherhood. I think you and I are a great pairing in that because you just have the areas that I'm weak in. Yeah. And that's like, you know, the accountability piece and like kind of getting on these guys to like be healthy. Like, granted, you know, all our entire group are all pretty dang fit. Like, you know, they're all pretty fit, so it makes it a little bit easier. But like, still, like it's you just have this sauce that's just like it's just Josh. Yeah. And you just have this way about you that's really awesome, and I'm super honored to be able to do that with you and to have our friendship grow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, I really, really appreciate that because it's like that's something like, and I was so ecstatic when like I figured out we were leading together because it's like you have the areas that I don't have. Like I may have like the accountability stuff, but like just like your faith-driven like inspiration and how well like you can articulate things is like so great. Like someone's having a problem, like I could be there for somebody, but you have the words to help them out. Like you can be there not only like emotionally and like supportive, but like you can guide them through what they need while I'll just go make them do push-ups.
And I know that my wife is going to watch this because she watches all these episodes, and I'm probably going to be sitting next to her, and she's going to look over at me and be like, so you do that for other people, not for me? You can't be there for me emotionally. So I love you, honey. I'm working on it. I have been since we've been together. I'll get it right eventually one of these days. But yeah, I think that's a great place to wrap too. And I appreciate you coming in today. And it's late, and we had a workout this evening with our Brotherhood guys. And I know you're also doing a fasting thing, so I know you're ready for bed. Oh, yeah. But I appreciate you coming in and kind of just talking about your journey, but also I think it's good for people to hear just basic stuff. Like, you know, I didn't want this episode to be like, this is how you count macros and this is how you work out, and I wanted it to be like, these are just things you can do to just genuinely improve your life. And I hope if you're watching this that you're getting something out of it. I know I did, and it's not so it makes the journey of taking care of the temple less daunting. Yeah. Because, like, whenever I hear that, or when everyone's like, oh, we need to take care of our bodies, I'm like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, people think of it as like a chore.
It's a chore, but, like I said, you have a way of kind of breaking it down as a way of, like, dude, just incorporating it. Like you said, it's 2% of your week. Yeah. Just figure it out. It's only 2%. So I'm really thankful for you coming. I'm really thankful for your friendship. and I'm so happy that we're leading this brotherhood group together. It's been super fun. But I'm also super happy to see like where our relationship progresses in the future.
Yeah, of course.
And definitely have you back on, and maybe we'll do another episode where we get a little bit more into the weeds on the fitness stuff.
Yeah.
And gives people some good hard things that they can like achieve and like look to and use to their benefit.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm gonna pray us out and we'll get out of here and get to bed.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Dear Father, I just want to say thank you for giving us bodies that are just crafted perfectly, but also require maintenance. And you've given us the tools, and you've put people in our lives like Josh that understand that the gift that he's given is understanding the body and how to help people in a genuine, honest, and loving way. Father, we just ask that you just continue to fill Josh with the Holy Spirit and guide him as he works with his clients, friends, family, whoever. That he continues to be a light in their life, improves health, that improves their mind and their spirit in whichever way you would have him do that. Lord, I'm personally so thankful that you've brought him into my life and we've built a fellowship where we can do things like this. And I'm so happy to have him as part of this village that we're building. Lord, we just ask you to continue to move in only ways that you can, and continue to extend us the grace and mercy that you do. We're so thankful. We pray all this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you. It was